Hey peeps, it's Gali, and today let's talk about part 2 of my year 2013 through the pictures in my 2013 360-day project or photo a day project, whatever the official name is. I've kind of forgotten what was my original name thing I named it. Anywho, so today, so for this part 2, it's from May till August 2013. And before we actually watch the pictures from there, the most important part, maybe it's to put into context. So I graduated officially with my PhD in February and then got my diploma delivered, I think in March or April. And then I finished teaching all of the classes I had to teach and oversee all the stuff I had to oversee, around mid-May, I think. And so I basically decided from May on, I will just take a sabbatical year. Or a gap year, because I never took it before starting my PhD or even my master's. And, that's what I did. So basically, first of all, let's watch the 4 minutes of photos, and then I will comment on some interesting specific aspects. Okay, so 4 minutes later, here we are, and I think there are some things that come out right away, and that is the amount of hockey games that I attended. That I think that was mainly in May. And that's because Helsinki, along with Stockholm, they were sharing a World Cup Finals Championship, whatever they're called. Ice Hockey World Championships. Yeah, that's what they're called. So that was in 2012, 2013, 1 year. So I think that year, in 2012, it's Helsinki who hosted the final, and in 2013, it's Stockholm who hosted the final, but the games, they were back and forth. And actually, some of the pictures you saw of the ice hockey were from Helsinki, so wherever there was the French team that was in Helsinki, they were playing there. And the ones, I think, with Canada, those were from Stockholm, and literally, I flew for the day just to go there. I mean, the cities are really, really close. And like the most important part here is that there was one match against Russia where France actually won. So let it be known, they have played Russia, I think maybe like 30 times by now, and they had never won, and they haven't won against Russia since. But that one time we beat Russia 2-1. And actually I was really surprised because obviously I think there must have been maybe 10 Frenchies in the whole arena, in the ice hall, and quite a few Russians. And actually the Russians were really nice to us, because I was kind of like worried, because we kind of beat their team. They were absolutely amazing, and they were actually even congratulated us, and like, that was really funny. Or maybe they were just like, oh, poor little guys. I mean, they knew they were going to go into the final. I can't remember who won that year. It's probably Sweden who won, but anyway, we know Russia did well. Then Helsinki in summer, wonderful weather most of the time, or at least you kind of forget that there are days of terrible weather, because there are days of amazing weather. And so you saw I went lots of cycling, lots of running, went kayaking. Literally, there are so many amazing things to do. I think at one point there was even a picture of Lake Bottom, which people know Lake Bottom is because of the murders there, and I think there's also a band called like Children of Bottom or something. But it's literally a lake. I'm not sure if it's in Helsinki or maybe like next to it. Anyway, other thing to point out, amazing library system. That's one of the main things I miss about Helsinki. It's the library system. And I think from the pictures you can kind of figure out where I lived. I lived in northern Tuller, and so close to the Sibelius monument. So there was a library literally 200 meters from my house, and it was amazing. A wonderful place to work also, because it's amazing. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, there was the annual trip to the Tour de France. Actually, that year they passed by Marseille. So I went there. We went on Gineste, and if you watch the footage from there, you actually can see me in my little green shirt, but literally for 0.02 seconds, because it was on the downhill part of Gineste. Then we also went to I forget where it was, but it was like close, maybe an hour and a half from Toulouse. So that was nice. Then there's one picture which I know what it means, but possibly for everyone else it means absolutely nothing. But for the sake of me maybe rewatching this video in 10 years, hey, we can hope. Anyway, there were all these pictures of Marseille, and then in the middle you can kind of see there's a picture of Paris in Tuileries. Now it's a rather important thing for me, is because I signed up to take a test, and it was absolutely, they didn't have my specialty, so I signed up for to take the test in natural sciences, and half of the test I was like, I don't even know what I'm reading here. But somehow I passed, and I got into a database, and thanks to that I have the job that I have today. So that's an important thing. Oh, and also I think here's the first time you see little Linda. So it's our bunny. She was adorable, because she sadly passed away in 2015, I think. I mean, she lived a very long life. We got her when I was still in Toulon, so it must have been 2004 or so, 2005. She lived an amazingly long life, and for miniature bunnies, because she was one of those super miniature bunnies, it's an amazing lifespan, especially considering she wasn't cuddled at all. We let her live outside in the garden. Obviously, we only fed her really good stuff, so obviously she had her... by the end of her life, she was really picky about the food she would eat and she wouldn't eat. So my parents actually had to go to a specific store to get a specific type of food she would eat. But then we complemented with loads of veggies, lots of fruit, like really, really good stuff. And obviously she also loved to eat all of my mom's flower beds. She could decimate all of the flower beds in literally half a second. An amazing bunny, and also really social. If we ate outside, so for example, we had a barbecue or something, she wanted to eat next to us. That was her thing. She was really like, hey guys, what are you doing? How come you didn't invite me? Please, can I come? I'm a bunny, but I still want to eat. So she must have been a cat in another life. She was an amazing little bunny. And I think that's it. So now we got up until August, and then we will have September, and September is also interesting because that's when I decide to go see all of the neighboring Baltic and Nordic states, and then decide to completely leave Finland altogether because it's starting to get dark, and sometimes winter isn't all my thing. In any case, see you guys. Bye bye.